Hey guys, this is Chris, Copperhead Modeling. I know it's been a couple of days, but I've been tied up with personal stuff, and on Sunday I don't usually do anything because that's church and family day. My cat is finished. I'm getting ready to start the diorama. As you can see, the salt streaking on the wing. I don't know how much you can see of the brown streaking from the exhaust, but the Americans had really high octane fuel in their planes, and it would cause depending on which engines it was, usually with the turbo supercharged engines it would cause almost a white. With the non-turbo supercharged engines it would usually cause a brown, looked almost like rust, which is what I used here, is the brownish rust. But I also put rust on the exhaust pipes here and here. These are the ones with the flame hiders on them. I've got my bubbles on, got them straightened up to where all the lines are good and crisp. I put my decals on, working on the subduing on them. I don't know how well you can see them, how well it looks like it's done, but this is just the first step. I'm going to go further. Doing some tracking and stuff on the planes, and finding out different things about them. The couple of the squadrons ran them with the blue lights for night operations. I know 100th and 104th down in the southern end of their operations area, because they were pulling night operations, rescuing pilots. Another thing I found was that the Catalinas had formation lights and night operation lights in their wings, just like the B-17s and the Dauntless dive bombers and everything else. And it took me forever to track down where they were and what they were. But even the Black Cats had them. So in the one of accuracy, red, green, and amber in the correct order. And just to make sure I put them in the right place, I even marked it in my instruction book. And I switched this one from the early model that I was originally going to build to the late model, because the later model had less antennas on it and it had the radome on top of the cockpit rather than antennas everywhere. It looked like a porcupine. It had so many antennas on it. This one is built like it's out of the 100th. When I say 100th, I mean via VBP. I think it's VBP 100 that was operating down in the Australia, Port Moresby, New Guinea area down there. They actually flew out of northern Australia part of the time, and then they moved to a different point, and I don't remember where it was when they moved to. I'll have to look it up, but I think I did a pretty good representation. I used a gray wash for the salt streaking. I figured, props, when it splashes up here, the props are going to pick it up and sling it. So that's the reason I've got it on the wings like I do. The float splashing through waves is going to bring it up and over the wing, down both sides of the body, and the stuff that's getting slung here will come across the tail. I mean, anybody can make complaints about anything, but according to my research and photographic research and everything I've been able to find, this is as correct as I can get it. I'm not perfect. I'll never say I'm perfect. But being with this challenge with Max, this is fun. I love this. This is fun. I've had a lot of fun researching. I think you need any questions asked about a PBY. Just ask me or Max, because I think we know them all now. I think we know everything about them that we can find. That's for sure. They're a more interesting plane than I thought they were. I never realized they did dive bombing with PBYs. And they would literally have to rebuild tails as soon as they came back at the night. They would have to redo all kinds of stuff on these things. One account I read, they had to replace both engines and part of the wing on one of them, and they did it in time for it to fly the next night. On these missions that the Black Cats were doing, these planes spent anywhere from 14 to 18 hours in the air. This particular group, their standard armament was a 500-pounder, a 1,000-pounder, and a torpedo. So I don't have the proper things to do the 500-pounder, 1,000-pounder, and a torpedo, or else that's what it would be armed with, and it'd be sitting like it was getting ready to go out. Which I thought about doing with mine since Max put his landing. I was gonna put mine as going out. But they also did recon. They also did pilot rescue, and that was the whole reason for the blue lights at the 100th and 104th. Another couple of them, I can't remember exactly which ones they were, but they painted the lights a clear blue to make it where when they were landing on the water, the pilot here could see, they could see the pilots in the water, but those lights couldn't be seen forever away to give their position away. I thought it was a pretty ingenious little thing. Max and I still haven't decided on how we're going to do the presentation of our finished things. I'm still going to show how I'm building my diorama. And I've picked up foam board, 1-inch foam board that I'm going to use for mine. Taking care of little girls that I have to do every day because my daughter's detracts a little bit from how much I get to build. But hopefully this is appreciative to you guys. I mean, I even did marker lights and everything on it because I found out how they did the marker lights on the PBY. These little nubs that stick out of the wings are actually the lights. I don't know if you can see it. That one's green, this one's red, and there's a red one on top of the back right here. Got a green one here, a red one here, a red one here. They're very small, very subdued. I got my first layering of black on the decals. I still got more I got to put on there. See, I did it so it looks like they painted it on in a hurry. But you know, let me know what you think. You guys have a good day. God bless, keep you safe, and remember, build it as you want it, or else it'll never be satisfactory to you.